Everybody, it's the King Lemuel podcast here. Just giving a quick recording. I'm trying to be consistent with putting out content again. I've begun making videos that were at least similar to the ones that I've made before, and there's been some progress, so I'm just going to talk about that real quick. I recently started making videos about the Pop the Balloon show after it went viral because of a guy named Aaron that went on there. He was basically being himself. And people didn't like the fact that, many people didn't like the fact that he was being himself. They felt like he was being rude. And no problem, you can feel that way. But then it started getting to the point where people started trying to stop him from working. And you have this one YouTuber that's digging into his past and doing all kind of stuff that's pretty unnecessary for a dating show, you know? Or they claim because he's supposedly committing fraud, even though things that they said that was fraudulent turned out not to be true. If you're listening on the podcast, you could check out my videos when you get a chance, and you'll see more clearly what I'm talking about. But this is the first time that I've actually witnessed cancel culture and witnessed the internet mob coming after you over something that really didn't deserve it. And I just felt compelled to really come forward and just shed some light on it from a logical perspective. Because from what I was observing, people were all caught up in their feelings. People were all caught up in what their beehive mentality, their mob said, their tribe said. If my tribe says I must think this way, then I must think this way. And it was a very unfortunate situation to me. You know, that the thing with that guy went way too far. All because he went on a dating show and told someone, you did me a favor. That just set so many people off to where this man is getting his life destroyed. And I just felt compelled to speak on what was really true and what wasn't true. Because that's what I saw everybody wasn't doing. I saw that people who were making videos were all talking about how it was perceived to them, and they were only talking about how they felt or how people perceived things, but they weren't paying attention to the details that were right there in front of them. For example, you had Abba and Preach. Abba and Preach, they edited a video, and from the way they edited the video, it made it look like the guy was staring at the lady's chest, even though when I showed you in my video a proper edit showing you his face, he wasn't only looking at her chest. It's stuff like that I really don't like. You just make up a story and run with it because it's entertaining. It'll get clicks and views. Or you make up a story and run with it because it's what you think and you don't want to make sure you're telling the truth about somebody before you come forward and defame their character. I really can't stand stuff like that. It really burns my soul when I see people doing stuff like that. So I started making videos again that were a little bit more detailed than the ones that I've previously been doing. The editing took some time, but it was pretty effective. I noticed that I lost some subscribers. Some people didn't like the fact that I didn't just say whatever it was that they wanted me to say. They want to believe that he's guilty. They want to believe that he's the most terrible person on earth, and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. They didn't want to pay attention to what nobody else was saying back to him. They only want to focus on what he said. Whatever. I am happy, however, that I've gotten some new subscribers, and the new subscribers have been complimenting my honesty and have been appreciating the fact that I'm giving a fair and honest review. And I definitely thank you all for that, because that's my goal. I actually want to have an audience of intelligent people that like the truth, that care about the facts, that like analytical things, critical thinking, not more so from the perspective of you just doing what everybody else tells you to do. Because quite honestly, what everybody else tells you to do tends to be wrong, especially in today's day and age. And especially on the internet. Almost nothing that people are telling you is true. Okay? They lie about all kind of stuff. You got a boxer named Ryan Garcia. They're talking about him right now that made some stupid comments, bigoted. I hope I can say that word on YouTube and not get in trouble. but it's way worse than that, about George Floyd. And he's repeating some nonsense he heard from Candace Owens. Candace Owens went on Jimmy Dore and had been doing a documentary, releasing all kind of stuff, claiming that George Floyd didn't die from being knelt on his neck by the officer, Derek Chauvin. It was because he took fentanyl and it was a lethal dose, and there was a camera angle that the people didn't show, and blah, 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 blah. And I said, camera angle that people didn't show? I went back and looked at Candace Owens' documentary just to make sure I can, see it clearly. And I'm seeing the exact same footage she's saying that wasn't in court. I'm seeing that it's online and you see them showing it in court. I don't know what the hell this woman is talking about. And the lawyer, the attorney, asked the police chief, in this portion of the video, does it appear that he is on George's neck or on his shoulder? And the police chief said it appeared he was on his shoulder. But again, people don't pay attention. 8 minutes. In the very beginning of it, he's on his neck. Towards the end of it, he shifts to his shoulder. And then they didn't say that he wasn't on the neck. They said more on the neck. More on the shoulder than on the neck. You can have your body part on someone's neck and on their shoulder at the same time. It's really nonsense. And then they want to ignore everything else that was said, all the other evidence that was brought. They want to completely ignore the coroner and the people that testified in the court and only focused on the independent one that was in Candace Owens' documentary, which is full of crap. And I say it's full of crap because I looked at her. The claim that they're making is he said he couldn't breathe before the guy kneeled on his neck, which is true. And they tried to claim that because he took the lethal dose, that's why he couldn't breathe, or that's why he was saying he couldn't breathe. But what people aren't paying attention to is that while he is there being apprehended by the police, one officer puts his arm around his neck and around his shoulder and is like on his back, pulling him backwards. And the man said, I can't breathe. How do you ignore all of that, but only focus on fentanyl? Yeah, because you're Candace Owens and you've made a living out of attacking black people and being the token black person for, your community that likes to hear you talk down on black people. That's basically what was going on with Candace Owens. I would not be surprised if she made a lot of money off of this, stance that she took to appease the people that didn't like what was going on, didn't like the fact that people were in favor of George Floyd. So basically, I may do a video on that too. For the ones of you that have liked and enjoyed my fair and unbiased review, just show me some topics that you want me to talk about, and I'll see if I can make some videos on that. But nevertheless, the boxer Ryan Garcia is repeating some nonsense he heard Candace Owens said. And he gets himself in trouble for it. And this is what goes on the internet. People just say things that they hear other people say. They don't think about it. They don't research. Their investigation is, I looked on Google. I checked your Facebook. I checked this. And it's very insufficient, lazy, limited, unprofessional, and not worthy of you blasting it out there like it's news. I really don't like stuff like that, man. I really don't like stuff like that. So that's the reason why, this may be where I'm headed with my content. I've been experimenting. I came on YouTube not too long ago, about a year ago or a little bit over a year ago, maybe 2 years. You could probably say 2 years, 2 years from now. And, I've been making things here and there, testing the waters. I'm a video editor, so I'm good at editing different kinds of videos. I try to see how does this react, how do people react to this kind of video? How do people react to that kind of video? What if I tried this? What if I tried this? Then, Just Pearly Things came with her nonsense, and I had to start making videos getting at her and the foolishness that she was doing. Which, by the way, I told you guys that I have a Just Pearly Things video in the works. I was actually working on it yesterday. It's near to completion, but I'm gonna give it some more work. I finally got a software that's not screwing up right now, and I'm getting back on it, guys. It should be here shortly, God willing, shortly. I know I've had you guys waiting on that for a long time, but I really want this video to do well, so I'm gonna give it a different type of editing that's different from what I've done so far. But the presentation is still me. You'll still pretty much see how I do things, but in a different format. But it's gonna be factual, and you'll see that Pearl's a moron. I don't know how else to explain it. Something's wrong with this girl, but a lot of you know that already. That's in the works, and I have other things that I would like to do too. I'm very versatile when it comes to this, and the Pearl video that I have coming up will kind of give you some insight of the direction that I want to go with my YouTube channel and what kind of videos I want to make. However, it may not be that way. It may be that people want to see me do more deep dives into stuff. People want to see me critique stuff from an unbiased perspective more. I'm down to do that too. Definitely down to do that too. So I know this is a short audio podcast. I just want to get consistent again. I want to get back on the horse and keep on putting things out that the audience would enjoy. And I definitely appreciate that for everyone that's tuning in. If you would be so kind as to like the videos, share the videos, that would be very helpful to me also. Leave your comments. I do read the comments. I do answer them back when if I'm definitely not busy. And let's see where this goes. You know, I would like to grow a channel, but I don't want to just put out content just because I'm trying to grow a channel. And I would like people to view the video and enjoy the video and react to it and things like that. But I don't only do things just because I want you to like it and I want you to react to it. Sometimes I'm just compelled to speak on something and put the truth out there, and that's what I'm going to do. So that's what I got, guys. I don't really have anything else to say. The Kingdom Your Podcast. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, leave a comment in the comment section. And I want to hear from you. What do you think you want to hear from me? Let me know. Peace.